welcome to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name's Carmen, and today we're going to do a reading for the Divine Feminine. We'll start off with the Tattoo Tarot right after we call in Spirit with Wind Chime Time. Alright, and then as I have done quite often, I'll start off with the Tattoo Tarot to identify the energies in this reading. And while it is for the Divine Feminine, it doesn't have to be a love reading, but quite often ends up being. If it doesn't resonate, feel free to check out one of my other videos. So we've got what I would refer to as hidden energy when it flips over but doesn't actually fall out. And we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So I believe if this reading is for you, you're seen as somebody who is successful, has their shit together, not too, braggy about it, unless negatively aspected. This is somebody who knows how to balance the, fight for, the rat race, and also things that also mean a lot but aren't, tangible. All right, so Spirit, help me identify these energies. 2 energies, please. I hope your day has started off well. I tried to do a video before this and was lucky enough to catch my cat ham bone for the intro, and was trying to make that happen again, but it didn't. All right, so we've got the King of Cups along with the 3 of Cups. For some people, they see this as a possibility of disloyalty or an affair as far as the 3 of Cups. I don't generally see it that way, except for maybe my Santa Muerte deck. But when King of Cups is paired with 3 of Cups, to me, I see somebody who has a reason to rejoice and have happy feelings after having spent some time crying, especially since we've got some tears, it looks like, on this card for the King of Cups. I see that as a positive movement towards celebration. And then we've also got the 5 of Pentacles, which is being left out in the cold, and the 7 of Cups, which is having options. Now, it's not always a good thing to have 7 options or however many options you have. Quite often you've got, misleading or misrepresented cups where you think that they're better than they actually are. So this 7 of Cups and 5 of Pentacles is helping me to identify the energy in between the 2 people that we're talking about today. It would appear that perhaps the King of Cups had options, but it could also be that both the masculine and feminine were feeling left out in the cold, this 5 of Pentacles feeling, especially if you live in Minnesota. All right, so we've also got the Emperor and the 4 of Swords. So when you've got the Emperor paired with the 4 of Swords, this is going to be somebody who has taken some time to do some inner work. And if they've reached the status of Emperor, that's somebody who is combining all 4 kings. Now, this is interesting because we've also got the King of Cups here. I'm in the LGBT community, so I'm not going to be saying that we can't have 2 masculines. We do have a Divine Feminine reading called out here from the beginning, but I would say that what this is saying to me is that there is somebody who has had to grab, all of their inner strength and muster it into being their own emperor. Because remember, all of us have both feminine and masculine energies within us, and from time to time we might have to switch to embody one or the other. Obviously, there tends to be one that is more prevalent than the others, but it's quite nice to be able to identify based on those gender-specific type energies so that we know who you're talking about. And for some of you, there's a chance that you've actually got a King of Cups and an Emperor in your life, so you might have 2 men in your life that you're trying to decide between. I wasn't actually going to use more of the Tattoo Tarot. I was going to switch to the Rider-Waite, but before I do, I've got the Five of Swords coming out with the Eight of Swords and the Four of Wands. Quite the interesting pairing here. So Five of Swords and Eight of Swords, those actually make a lot of sense to me in terms of pairing those together. One, obviously they're the same suit. Two, they're both speaking to the idea of, you know, feeling ostracized or feeling like a failure. Not knowing what's going on, or maybe not even knowing who has betrayed you. And then next to that, we've got the Four of Wands, which can often speak to marriage or, in some cases, perhaps redemption. So as I first look at it, we'll clarify, of course, but it looks like whomever was in this feeling, you're going to get justice or redemption. All right, so now we've got some classic Rider-Waite to clarify here. Who is this King of Cups? Tell us more about this King of Cups. All right, so this King of Cups is also coming out as a Knight of Wands, or being clarified by that, which to me is saying this is somebody who has had a bit of a flighty energy. Maybe they're in and out, or they breadcrumb you. Perhaps, as I mentioned with the Seven of Cups, perhaps they've been distracted by having options, or distracted by apps like Snapchat or Tinder. The Knight of Wands is not known for stability or, you know, long term. And then Ace of Wands. So more Wands energy, and for some, this is actually a pretty phallic card. It does look a little wienery, but if we're putting this next to the Knight of Wands in clarification of the King of Cups, this could mean that for some of you, this individual is hoping for a new beginning. Perhaps they've changed, perhaps they haven't. Either way, they are coming in hot, and they want to know whether or not you'll give them another opportunity. Tell me more about this Five of Pentacles, please. So I'm not sure if you can see this. I'll try to just like lift it up. But it fell out like this. So I would say Three of Pentacles and Four of Wands in reverse. To me, we're talking about, I'm going to keep the Three of Pentacles in reverse. We're talking about having to do things on your own. So if you were left out in the cold, that makes a lot of sense to me, or, you know, however it fits if it's the other individual. There was a lot of strength required here because you did not have people that you felt like you could rely upon. And we've also got Temperance coming out. So if you guys remember, I told you I started a video and I had to restart it. Temperance came out in that reading. So it's interesting to see that here again. And if we're clarifying the Five of Pentacles, to me that is saying that there wasn't a balance in this relationship or in this partnership between these two individuals, and that led to somebody being left out in the cold. We haven't seen the Eight of Cups yet, but I'm guessing at some point that'll come out because obviously we've got a desire for a new start. So, Spirit, tell me more about this Emperor, please. So we've got the Seven of Pentacles coming out. This is reaping what you sow. And this is cracking me up because, you guys, I shit you not, that other reading, Temperance and Seven of Pentacles came out together. So that's clearly the Emperor energy in terms of maybe there was a negative start to this relationship, if it started with cheating or lying or catfish situation, whatever it is. It's really hard to turn that into a positive situation, you guys. So it's really important to have the same standards at the beginning of a relationship or entanglement as you want to have, 6 months or 12 months in, 5 years in, whatever it is. You can't really change those standards. So if we have reaping what you sow next to Temperance as a clarification for this Emperor, I think there's a lesson that's been learned by this individual in terms of what am I investing in and how do I choose in a better way how to invest. Okay, so interesting. We've got the Eight of Pentacles, the very next card, coming out with the Moon. And this is, if we've got Eight of Pentacles in reverse, that is a failure to achieve mastery or, get close to or achieve what it is that you were looking for. And if it's coming out with the Moon, I think that means that it was due to secrets. So either you both were keeping secrets or one of you was keeping a secret or multiple secrets that really was not something that you could overcome very easily. We've got the Five of Cups. Five of Cups, you can tell he doesn't look very happy. This is generally crying over spilt milk for me. So it can speak of repeated disappointments or frustrations with a specific partner, romantic or not. Tell me more about the Moon, please. Why is the Moon here? All right, we've got the Hierophant coming out. To me, this is saying there were secrets regarding the relationship as far as probably fidelity. So we haven't seen the Three of Swords come out yet, but we may. One more card, please, on what the Moon is doing here, please. That's more than one. All right, we'll take this one. We've got the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords can be a pretty fast-moving action that is bringing information or insight. So I think there was information brought to light. Perhaps this secret was brought to light, and that's what caused the Five of Pentacles or the Five of Cups, where somebody was left out in the cold. We'll retire these and move over to the Egyptian Tarot for a little bit more. I'm a little curious. I don't know about you. Ooh. Ten of Pentacles just flipped over without falling out. Hidden energy. Ten of Pentacles is going to speak to having it all. Generally the 10th Pentacle is considered to be true love, but this is something that most people are fighting their entire lives to attain or achieve, which is, really feeling comfortable and stable and having everything that you need. All right, and then we've got the Star coming out. I love this card. So in the Egyptian Tarot, it's actually plural. It's called the Stars, but we still have just, sorry if you can hear that. Yeah, I live in a great city. So, this is still represented by a woman, beautiful, at the, riverside or wherever she might be that has water. And she's, still trying to even out those cups, much like the Temperance card that we had that came out earlier. And it's coming out with the Magician. This is a great card, but it can also be kind of a negative card. So when it's with the Magician, it takes a lighter meaning for me. It's not so much the envy when literally the person's green, so much as being able to make life what you want it and wish fulfillment. So the star represents wish fulfillment, and the Magician can be somebody who is literally making their wishes come true. They're, prone to being manipulative, but in general, they're just talented people. If we've got this coming out right now to help us clarify the situation, I think it's trying to tell me or tell us that we're dealing with somebody who perhaps was not fully aware of their own power or their own ability to make their life better. And now they've decided to make a change and move towards that. And now we've got the Knight of Cups coming out. This can represent somebody who has an urgency to speak with you, perhaps on matters of love. Now, the Knight of Chalices, it feels to me like the same energy as the King of Cups. Remember, this was somebody who had a lot of options. And they're coming out with the Devil. This tells me this King of Cups, Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands person has not changed. They are still what I would call a fuckboy. They're still intrigued at the idea that they have lots of options. They may actually have a sex addiction, although it could be far less advanced than that. It could just be that they like attention, or they're not really mature enough to settle down. Tell me more about the Emperor, please. Okay, so we've got the Two of Pentacles coming out. Two of Pentacles can mean juggling, either literally balancing your finances, or it can mean somebody who is cheating, like I was just talking about. Five of Wands is going to speak to like gossip. I think there was gossip about this King of Cups energy and his inability to commit to anybody. Ace of Swords. This is my card for truth, and in my head I was actually pondering, I wonder if the King of Cups is actually the Emperor, if this is all one person. But in order to reach Emperor status, he would have had to let go of these emotional attachments or these vices that are holding him back. So I think it's a small portion of you would be in the category where somebody has actually figured out what they did wrong. But with the Devil coming out here, I think the majority of you are looking at the same person pretending to be a different person. All right, so now we'll do some final clarifications with the Everyday Tarot. I want to know who is this Emperor? Judgment. Who is this Emperor? So when Judgment comes out, that means somebody made a call on this situation. I think it's basically in line with something like an Eight of Cups in this situation where we're talking about somebody who decided this was not for them anymore. And we've got the Magician coming out again. The second card, just like the last time. I think this is Judgment on the Magician. So, to me, that's saying this Emperor is the person who called Judgment. This Emperor is the one who decided to walk away. And that's probably why they've got the Four of Swords next to them, which can denote inner work, solitude, introspection. And then we've got the Nine of Wands here and the King of Swords. Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. This is somebody who doesn't have a lot left within them to keep going, but they might have one last fight in them, one last wand. And if you're pairing that with the King of Swords, to me that's saying there's somebody who is either trying to use their intellect to make one last go of it, which could hint at manipulation, or it could also mean this King of Swords is aware they only have one life left as a cat, and if they're going to do anything, they should probably actually do it the right way, or it's game over. Ace of Swords has come out again. So this is, again, my confirmation card. It can mean yes. It can also mean truth. So it could mean that this King of Swords has decided to bring you truth, or be truthful with you. Ugh. All right. Emperor. But I feel strongly this is supposed to be in the reverse. Why is the Emperor in reverse? Chariot. All right, so I think with the Chariot and the Three of Cups coming out, there's an urgency on this masculine's part to come to you before others who are also interested in you convince you to forget about him. So, I hope that provided you with some clarity. And apologies again for the ambulance mid-video. I hope you are able to find something valuable in here, even though it's a little bit on the sad side. It's better to know what's going on than not. Aside from that, I am going to do another couple readings here, so if this doesn't resonate, then feel free to check out something else, or check me out on Instagram at wickedwandstarot. Thanks. Have a great rest of your day.